All right, y'all, so we have a few side missions going on today, but the new motor for the TA is here. This is a 6 liter, Wiseco pistons and Molinar rods. So yeah, we'll get this thing unloaded out and get it up on the engine stand. All right guys, so we are gonna be assembling the long block for my Trans Am today. As you can see, it's kind of in shambles right now. All this stuff is kind of gonna be getting ripped apart. The engine bay got painted. All this is still drying a little bit. But today we're gonna focus on the long block stuff so we can get it on the new tubular K member, get the new rack, all these new components, because all this stuff is old and going in the trash. So we're gonna be focusing to get this thing as a long block. Let's kind of get a brief overview of this motor. Wiseco Redline piston. As you can see, this thing has Molinar rods in it with the Wiseco pistons. It's still stock crank ordeal, and it's got stock style main studs, 24X welded crank. And yeah, it's a basic piston rod combo. Don't really have huge power goals for this car, but we'll see kind of how everything entails and how everything goes along with it. We are going to be running some square port cylinder heads with this combination, so we'll get all that ironed out and I'll show you everything whenever we get to that stage. Alright guys, so this is the last little clip here that you saw. We now have the, let's see here, valve cover on, the front timing cover, you got the heads on, they're not bolted in yet. So we're gonna get that all situated and finished up, and you're gonna watch a time lapse of me torquing down the heads. Alright guys, so we just finished up the motor and getting the long block assembled. So as you can see right there, everything with it is all together. So let me give you a quick rundown. So yeah, got the heads on, got the rocker arms, push rods, everything's all tightened down. The last thing I just need to do is the rear main. So to go over the cylinder heads, and I've done a build breakdown kind of, but as you can see, they're 821s. So those have the hollow, I believe, intake valves on them, or sodium filled intake valves, which are kind of more sought after. So I ended up going with that. So to go over the combo one more time, it is a 6.0 block with Wiseco Red Series pistons and Molinar rods. It's got Texas Speed F35 cam, hardened push rods, dual springs, Mellings oil pump, Morel lifters, and yeah. This is a Gen 4 block, so it has a 24X crank is what I put inside of it. And I have cam sensor in the front as well. So I won't need a Lingenfelter box for this combination. So yeah, tomorrow what we're gonna be working on is getting the clutch on, getting the throwout bearing in, and probably the transmission. If we have enough time, maybe it'll go inside the engine bay on this car. I don't know if it's good, if lighting will tell well, but actually I repainted this whole engine bay and looks a lot better. It is the same color as this, it's just the lighting, and also too, this paint is old and has faded over years. One day this car will be getting repainted back the factory original color, and it'll look a little bit better. All right guys, so about to start this fuel pump swap in here. See, I already have a trap door I cut way back in the day. Now I was supposed to do a battery relocation, come to the passenger side where the spare tire is supposed to be, and I already got my nitrous controller stuff in here from back in the day. If you're not familiar with F-bodies, there's a whole cover panel that goes here so you can hide your nitrous. Matter of fact, I think I actually have the old box here. See a ZX solenoid down there. So yeah, cool little throwback to what this car used to have in it. Alright guys, so a little update of what my progress was today. Ended up removing the K-member. You can see K-member and everything else like that is gone on the car. So definitely looking a lot cleaner there. K-member is right here. Kind of stripped it. Need to still remove the whole spindle assembly. Just gonna take off the brake lines, the spindles, and that's it. The rest of this is getting scrapped. The other day, actually, for Christmas, mother-in-law got me some clear lenses, park signals. All right, as you can see in the engine bay in here, everything is cleaned up. Did get the heater hose assembly all tightened down, so that's done. Got part of the wiring and stuff like that done. I was able to get the headlight brackets back on, and the headlights are all on as well. Turn signals and park lights are all wired up. I decided to flip these, so I'm gonna of course wrap this up a little bit more, but these are now flipped and tucked underneath the bumper. So what that does is whenever everything's in, you'll see it cleans it up a little bit, makes this look a little bit emptier. Because I need to get the bell housing welded. It has a little crack in it, so I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Get the clutch and everything else like that on, rear main seal. Put the pilot bearing in the freezer tonight so that can go on easy tomorrow. Hopefully stab this thing in soon. Enough ranting for today, guys. Pick up this video tomorrow whenever I have a little more updates for you. Alright guys, so as you can see here, we're unboxing the brand new McLeod RXT twin disc clutch. I ran McLeod on this car before. Actually, the last two clutches were from McLeod. I had a street twin, and then I had an RXT 1200. Now I'm going with the RXT with the ceramic, so kind of the standard. Let's see here what we have in this box. Ton of packaging. McLeod always does a pretty good job of that. And the final puzzle right here. So I did go with the steel flywheel. I did get a ceramic disc, and I've done quite a few of these. So I'm gonna get this thing on and see how it is. All right, guys. So as you can see, we are getting this clutch apart, separating. We already have the first ceramic disc and the pressure plate off. Now let's get off this second one, this intermediate plate. Of course, all this stuff I still need to wipe it down with alcohol or brake clean. I'm gonna use alcohol. Wipe it down. Of course, make sure whenever you take it off, you flip it. They are labeled since it's new. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to mess that part up, but I still always like to be cautious. Always remember, guys, lift with your neck. Alright guys, so as you can see in this box here, Tremec. This is a T56 Magnum F transmission. It's taken a long time to get it. I've been wanting to get one for a while, but finally pulled the plug on this build. So let's unbox this thing and see what's inside. Finally, unboxing first. Ooh. Definitely well boxed. Alright, let's get an up close view. What's inside of here? Magnum F. Biggest thing, essentially, is the T56 and TR6060 internals. It's got the big boy input shaft on here, so it's huge. Major upgrade, and the output shaft. I've had a Viperize, I think it's like 31 spine or it's 30 spine. The Viper and this one switched. I had a Viperize one with the beefier main shaft, but the gears are different on these. A lot thicker. T56 maybe like that big. TR660 they're like that big. I think I had 40 or 60% bigger. That makes a huge difference in power level, mainly after you cross the 700 wheel mark. A very similar transmission to what I have inside of my twin turbo Z06. So I will get this thing unboxed and try to get it inside the transmission. Alright guys, so a little bit of progress that we made here. Last time you saw a clip, we're putting on the clutch. I got all that torque down, tightened up, bell housing on, transmission on. That was a fight, but it eventually went on. We also got the K-member on and got the bolts in there. So I'm gonna jack up the car. I think I'm gonna tighten up these K-member bolts real quick. The 2 motor mount bolts, one on each side. Start to jack up the car. After that, start installing the rest of the stuff. All right, so a little progress update that we have here. As you can see, the engine is in, K-member's in and tight. I did get the trans mount and everything in. Ignore that old exhaust, it's getting cut off. But yeah, that's gonna be a pretty big, substantial update for today. It's freezing outside, so probably gonna call it a night. So, all right guys, thanks for watching.